Gordon Brown has been meeting Barack Obama at the White House. In the last few minutes, Mr. Obama has praised the Prime Minister and he said the special relationship was important to the American people. They were speaking to journalists, including our political editor, Nick Robinson.
Great Britain is one of our closest, strongest allies, and there is a link, a bond there that will not break. And I think that's true not only on the economic front, but also on issues of common security.
And I've come here to renew our special relationship for new times. It's a partnership of purpose. It's a partnership of purpose that is born out of shared values. It's a partnership of purpose that is founded on a determination to rise to every challenge. And I think it's a partnership of purpose that is driven forward now by the need for us all to work together in unity to deal with the world economic problems.
Are you apologising for the problems that there have been over the past 10 years in the financial
system?
Well,
there's got to be big regulatory change. We've just been talking, Barack and I, about the need for proper supervision of shadow banking systems, of areas where there was bank practices that were unacceptable, where remuneration policies got out of hand and weren't based on long-term success, but on short-term deals. And these are the changes that we've already announced that we are going to make. So we've learned from what has happened over these last 10 years.
And we can talk to Nick Robinson in Washington now. Nick, you were very close to them, to those gentlemen. Did they get along, do you think?
They appeared to get along, but it was no repeat of that Colgate moment, no repeat, in other words, of the first summit between Tony Blair and George Bush, at which a desperate Prime Minister tried to get on with a brand new president. It was a little bit more formal. You did hear a first name being used, but generally it was Prime Minister and President. There were some forced jokes, pretty awkward, frankly, George. The Prime Minister saying that he wouldn't beat the President at basketball, his favourite sport, but he might at tennis. The President saying they both had wonderful families and spectacular wives. I guess they felt they had to do that. But this was a brief meeting, but Gordon Brown will leave the White House here thinking he heard the right things. The right things were said about the special relationship, about Mr. Brown personally, and yes, also about the economy as well.
But what about the economy? Was there a sense of a common approach on that?
Well, the President said that they had shared values. He spoke about the need for an economic stimulus, about the need to improve regulation of the financial system. He alluded to that big meeting that's being held in London in April that Gordon Brown is so desperate should be the centrepiece of what he calls a global New Deal. There was, though, George, frankly, no detail, no way for anybody looking from the outside, as I was, to judge whether any real substance had been agreed at all. I think the work has only just begun. After all, they'd only met for just half an hour.
All right, Nick, thank you. Jake Tweed, the husband of Jade Goody, has been found guilty of assaulting a taxi